What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Coach Plays and another episode of Between Two Whistles. I am your host, the Coach Plays Colt, and co-host here with us, as always, Coach Flat. Coach Flat, how you doing tonight?
Doing fine. Big win for the Titans.
Absolutely. We're getting ready to dive into this win as the Titans are now starting to do what we've been talking about the past few weeks, and that's stacking wins on top of wins on top of wins. And, you know, with every week, they just look like they're starting to get better and better. Zachary is already in the live stream. What is up, Zachary? Appreciate you being here. As always, hit that like button and share the stream. That way we can help grow this conversation, and this thing keeps getting bigger and bigger. Mario is already in the house. What is up, Mario? So, guys, yeah, as soon as you filter in here, hit that like button so we can continue to grow. Share the stream so the conversation will continue to grow, and we'll just keep going on from there. But we're going to go ahead and dive into today's stream, which is the game recap. If you looked at the thumbnail, Tennessee Titans recap of the Titans win 42-21 over the Oakland Raiders. Mario comes in and says Pats versus Chiefs game is close. I've got it on the TV right now. I'm sure Coach Flat's got it on the TV. You know, the Chiefs have been really
Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah, it looks like they just locked it up. They were really containing this whole game for a while. The Patriots tried to make it a little interesting there at the end, but it looks like the Chiefs just took a knee. It's getting a little chippy there now, but the Chiefs are going to come away with a win, and that's going to be the Patriots' back-to-back losses. And I know there's a lot of New England Patriots fans out there that's going to overreact to this. I still think the Patriots are fine. The Chiefs are a really good football team. But, yeah, it's back-to-back losses for Brady, as you see. He's got his head down. A lot of frustration going on in New England, but if you've watched the Patriots for the past few years, you kind of, you know, it's easy to just say, you know what, they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mario says, I'm only here thanks to Butcher from last night. Yeah, Butcher, his community is just great, man. We appreciate Butcher, what he did for us. And now it seems like we've got some more we're starting to grow that community around here. So it's pretty good. Mario says, I don't have the game on, but I'm watching Seahawks versus Rams. I'm definitely going to watch that game. That's going to be a good one. But yeah, let's go ahead and start diving into this. Titans 42, Raiders 21, in what was a game that went in at halftime 21-21 and was a very entertaining game to watch overall, but I'm sure it had a lot of Titans fans on the edge of the seats. Well, I'll go ahead and give it to you to Coach Flat to kind of give your first analysis of what you watched here as the Titans get the W 42-21 and go to an 8-5 record.
Yeah, so it's absolutely huge win. We talked about it earlier in the week. They had to have it. I thought they got the best performance to this. Sorry, I cut out there. But AJ Brown stepped up in a big way. Tannehill was fantastic, and huge win for the Titans. The defense was very rock solid in the second half. They made some good adjustments. Coach T, our head coach, was on the headset with me, and he, second half was talking about how great Dean Pease is at second half adjustments, and he was great again this week. So, big time win for the Titans to get to 8-5. Like you said, you go to 21-21, and that second half, really throughout the whole game, Tannehill was fantastic. So, big time win for the Titans.
Yeah, you say Coach T. We're gonna have to get him on the show here soon. See if he wants to be a special guest because another great football mind there, and be be very fun just talking to him about Titans and see where his opinions lie with that. So yeah, like say Titans was knotted up 21 at half, and you kind of talked about it, but the Dean Pease adjustments really showed, and we'll talk about that defense coming up here a little bit later in the stream, but you kind of hit on it too. And Ryan Tannehill, I text you about through the third quarter of this game, and I said Ryan Tannehill has changed this football team. I mean, 100%. This is a team that looked quite different with Mariota behind the helm, and I mean, me and you were both Mariota supporters, and I still like Mariota on the sidelines. He gives a lot of support to this football team, but it's no doubt this team belongs to Ryan Tannehill, and he has taken off from it.
Yep. Yeah. This was his best game, and you're right. He's changed the entire team. They're 6-1 now since he took over the helm of starting quarterback, which is crazy to even think about. Coming from a 2-4 start now to get to 8-5, so it's very exciting time to be a Titans fan. We talked about a few weeks ago how many wins they had to stack back to back to back to back. But they've been able to stack all the wins that they needed to stack, and here they are at 8-5. Who would have thought? But they've done a great job. I was a little pessimistic.
Still with
So
Coach Flat? There he is. All right. We got a new viewer in the house. Little Woodall comes in with tighten up, great win. Scenarios was pivotal. We appreciate
yeah,
you in the stream. As always, hit that like button as you come in. But I love his picture. We're gonna get into this. We're kind of talking about Ryan Tannehill right now, but his picture right there, it's a great picture of AJ Brown. And I mean, the dude is a boss. He is a stud. And we talked about in the game preview just a couple days ago about who's going to step up, and my step up candidate was Corey Davis, just simply because of Adam Humphries being out. And we heard the reports earlier in the week about AJ Brown and his ankle or hamstring. It was an ankle, was kind of giving him some issues. So we kind of thought about maybe AJ Brown not being 100%, what that would look like. And I kind of thought that Corey Davis would have a big day, and it was very apparent AJ Brown was not 100% today, but it's pretty apparent that don't matter. AJ Brown is a dude within himself, and apparently an 80% AJ Brown is still good for a lot of yards. And let's go into the stats of AJ Brown real quick as we go ahead and dive into his topic. 5 catches, 153 yards, averaging 30 yards a catch, and he gets 2 touchdowns. And I mean, it's been a while since we've since we've seen a young receiver do this for this Tennessee Titans franchise. And boy, has he really paid off here early. And he's probably not going to get Rookie of the Year. It's probably going to go to the Raiders running back. But if he could have a few more games to end the season like this, and that Raiders running back maybe misses a few games, who knows? But as by far, it's been a real treat for the Tennessee Titans fans to watch A.J. Brown go off like he has.
Yep. He had a very, very huge game today. You know, obviously the 91-yard touchdown, one of the plays of the game for the Titans there that put them up by a score at the time. He had the 2 touchdowns, like you said, 153 yards. And, he's definitely the number one option for the Titans.
Yeah, indeed. We seem to be just having a little bit of a connection issue, but that's fine. We'll grind through it here. But yeah, like say, AJ Brown's just been really good. Let's go through a couple stats here as I go through. We talked about Ryan Tannehill just having another big day, and I tell you, it's been a while since we've had a quarterback put up these sorts of numbers. And I mean, I remember a Kerry Collins having some good times. I remember Matt Hasselbeck and also Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I don't know if we've had consistency at the quarterback position through this sort of kind of game stretch since maybe a Steve McNair. Ryan Tannehill, 21 of 27, 391 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. And real quick, we'll go to that pick. I mean, that was very unfortunate. I thought a defensive lineman made a heck of a play, and then just a great reaction by another defensive lineman getting that pick. But then to see a Ryan Tannehill track him down and deliver a big-time hit, that was very interesting to watch. I don't know if you've seen that play, Coach Flatt.
Yeah. It was I saw it. It was a big time right there.
Yeah, so we'll keep going down through these statistics real quick. Derrick Henry had another good day, 18 carries for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. I felt like they really could have given him a lot more carries, but it seems like they're kind of being a little safe with the hamstring. And I mean, it didn't really matter at that point because of how well Tannehill was playing and the wide receivers were playing. They were able to have a lot of success on the air attack. Dion Lewis, 9 carries, 26 yards. Ryan Tannehill, 4 carries for 19 yards. And even A.J. Brown gets 1 carry for 13 yards. Receiving, we said it, A.J. Brown led the way, 5 catches, 153 and 2 touchdowns. My homeboy, Kari Blasingame from Vanderbilt, 2 big catches for 47 yards. That was great to see. Michael Pruitt, 1 catch, 42 yards was a big one. Anthony Ferkser, 1 catch for 39 yards, another big one. Corey Davis comes in at 2 for 34. Jonnu Smith, 3 for 29 and a touchdown. And Jonnu Smith is really starting to develop his game for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, Jonnu, that was a great catch by Jonnu on that touchdown. So he's really, really developing and coming along. The ball was a little underthrown by Tannehill. He threw it off his back foot there, but Jonnu went up and won the ball in the air. Comment there from Woodell. I want to know if R.K. Lopez is serious or not.
Yeah, I do. I didn't know if you've seen that comment. R.K. Lopez, let us know if you're really serious about this comment and explain why. Coach Flatt, you got a reaction to his comment if you're still with us? You still with us, Coach Flatt?
Sorry, I'm having some issues here, apparently. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I guess I'll see if he's serious first before I respond. But I don't think anybody thinks that Mariota should be the quarterback of this team going forward. I think that Tannehill's won the job, and we talked about a few weeks ago how much money is Tannehill going to get. A lot. You're now talking about the Titans maybe having to pay Ryan Tannehill $80 to $120 million if they're going to keep him.
The reports came out before the game that the Titans are in contract talks already with not Mariota, but Ryan Tannehill, and it's not talks as far as a franchise tag. It is talks to make him the new franchise quarterback for multi-year deal. And I would like to hear from the viewers, as we've got a few new viewers in here, Lil Woodall and Gamey Cactus. What's your thoughts on that? And I mean, at this point, he continues to just play out of his mind. It's gonna be hard not to pay the guy, because at some point, when this is a quarterback hungry league, the Titans have had inconsistency at the quarterback position, and when you finally get it, it's hard to kind of let that go, and that's going to be interesting to see that unfold.
Yeah, they've really, the way that the season has unfolded, it has really put the Titans in a very, very tough spot, because Tannehill has been terrific. I'm still of the opinion that if they pay him, let's just say they give him a 4-year deal for, $100 million at $25 million a year, I'm still of the opinion that they're going to regret that contract. But somebody will give Ryan Tannehill that contract if the Titans don't. So he's been so good that you almost have to do it if people are out there willing to pay him. So, you didn't get the Tannehill that was going to get the $15 million contract at the end of the year and give you a discount at the quarterback position. You got the Tannehill that's going to demand, 22, 23, up, to $25 million. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we got some new viewers coming in here, guys, we're going to get to your comments. Hit that like button to help grow this thing. Share the stream out to help grow the conversation. And if you like what you see, subscribe to the Coach Plays YouTube channel. That way you don't miss any upcoming content that we have coming out. Hit that bell. Little Woodall says, Tannehill brings out the talent we all knew this team has. Mariota had us looking everywhere else. Tannehill just makes it look easy, man. So, yeah, that was when Gaming Cactus comes in. Titans, let's go. The Titans play definitely has the fan base fired up. Mario comes in with a let's go Seahawks comment. I'm definitely rooting for the Seahawks as well tonight. Gaming Cactus also says, hey, Titans ain't no joke. Tannehill is going to get a new contract. Did you guys realize Tannehill is the best in the league in play action and completion percentage in the league? I say give the man his money. That is what Gamey Cactus is saying. What do you think about that, Coach Flat?
Yeah, I did know that he was number one in the league in the play action completion percentage. But, there's actually a good video I retweeted today from Greg Cosell and Matt Bowen on NFL Matchup talking about some of the personnel matchups that the Titans like to get into 11 and 12 personnel and use that play action across the middle. Obviously, they have one of the best run games in the NFL with Derrick Henry and that offensive line that's run blocking so well, but just showed some of the route combinations that they like to use in that play action game that's helped Tannehill be so successful.
Not only Tannehill, but now that Tannehill has emerged with that play action, it has really opened up some running lanes for a Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it really has. So, that's it's one of the Titans have been pretty good at play action for a number of years now, but this year they're taking that to a completely new level. So it's very exciting to see the Titans offense clicking the way that it is. They had 500 yards of offense through 3 quarters today. So just, putting up huge numbers. Tannehill goes for almost 400 yards through the air. And, they're looking great on offense. So that running game, the running game still leads the charge. It's still the focus. It's still the focus point of the offense. But when Tannehill's able to play off of that, use the play action, and when he needs to, he can convert the third and longs. That's when you start to have a really, really successful offense, is when you can lean on that running game, convert not only the manageable third downs, but also some of those third and longer downs, and keep the chains moving. So really, really great there.
Absolutely. I mean, when you think about how well Ryan Tannehill is doing, he's almost overshadowing Derrick Henry, because, of course, Derrick Henry looked great in this game, and it's just for the first time in a while, we've all got a quarterback who's leading the headlines, and that's great news for Tennessee Titan fans. Gaming Cactus says, I say we are seeing the real Tannehill. He played under Gase and that awful Miami offense for years. This may be real Tannehill. He could have been all along in the right system. And we kind of hit on that maybe a week or two ago about what is Ryan Tannehill. He showed flashes in Miami, and then whether it was injury or a lack of uh, surrounding weapons that made him struggle through Miami. And then, I mean, Adam Gase, I think he has lost a lot of support by a lot of people. He seems to be messing up a lot of people. But now Ryan Tannehill comes to a Tennessee Titans team that has a running game, that has built weapons around a quarterback, because for years now, everybody was talking about you got to get talent around Mariota. You got to get talent around Mariota. And that, quite honestly, it seemed like it did not help Mariota. But the general manager, Robinson, has done a really good job of accumulating young talent. And now Tannehill has found himself in a position that benefits from that. And he is showing what he can do with real talent, because Miami never had an offensive line when they had some really good receivers. And then they focused on the offensive line and they lost their receivers. So it felt like it could never come full circle for Tannehill in Miami. And I think right now it is doing just that in the Tennessee Titans. So I agree with Jamie Cactus' comment. The Carver family says, I wish we made the change sooner. And I agree, but I think Mariota coming into this year, I mean, you took him at the number 2 overall pick. They had to give him his shot to put his statement out there that this is his team. I do think if they would have played him, if they would have started Tannehill going into the Broncos game, we probably win that game. But you know, this Titans team was 2-4, and while yes, this team might look different if Tannehill started the season, Titans fans have got to be ecstatic that they go from 2-4 to an 8-5 team right now, tied for the lead in the division and right there in the thick of it. Whether you win a division or a wild card, once again, the Steelers win tonight. That's a big game for them to win. Titans really need them to lose, kind of help ensure that they can make a playoff race. But the Texans with a big loss to the Broncos, Colts with a big loss to the Buccaneers. Tomorrow we will have our weekend wrap up where we'll talk anything NFL, anything college football, and the big news that has happened around that. So we'll dive into a little bit more on that tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, the Titan fans have got to feel really good about where they're at. We've got 14 in the box, guys. As always, hit that like button, share this stream to grow the conversation, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Carver family, we'll go ahead and talk about this. I had this plan.
Real quick, let me touch on Gamey real quick.
That's
You
fine.
know,
That's fine.
going back to that comment by Cactus, yeah, I'm very hesitant. I don't disagree. I'm hesitant to put a lot of excuses towards a quarterback and say they didn't succeed for this reason and this reason and this reason, because then I feel like you're just making so many excuses for a guy that just wasn't that successful. You talk about Adam Gase. For Tannehill, just running down. He threw for 12 touchdowns that rookie year in 16 games. Before 24 touchdowns in 16 games, 27 in 16 games, which is his best year in 2014. And then 24 touchdowns in 2015 before Gase got there. And then he never was able to even play a full season once Adam Gase became the head coach just due to injury. So, I think there's a number of things that didn't work in his favor when he was in Miami, but I also thought there were times where he just wasn't very good, which is why I am of the belief that the Titans should be hesitant about a $100 million contract on a guy that's already got, what was so, it can turn around. But I'd challenge somebody to give me an example of a guy that failed for 6+ years in another stop, and at 31, 32 years old went to another franchise and became a franchise quarterback for 4, 5, 6 years. We've seen the 1-year guys. We've seen the Alex Smith, the Nick Foles, and the guys have great success for 1 or 2 years, but we haven't seen that sustained success from a quarterback that failed in one spot and then went to another spot. So
that is a very interesting topic, what you bring there. And I would have to go back and look at, the past and see if I feel like there's scenarios like that out there that maybe we could find. That would be interesting. And I will kind of dive in to see about that. Gaming Cactus does
he says Alex Smith. I would disagree. I would say that Alex Smith held the Chiefs back more than he helped them. They had a great record, but look at the difference in the Chiefs. I mean, you weren't ever really scared of the Chiefs if you were a top-tier AFC team under Alex Smith.
Got a big playoff win against a Alex Smith-led Chiefs. I thought Alex Smith was a really good quarterback.
Alex Smith was never going to win you a Super Bowl, but that now they go to a quarterback that actually has some genuine talent and is really a true franchise quarterback. And now look what the Chiefs are. Now, obviously, some things are different with the Chiefs. Scenarios always change. Personnel always changes. It always involves and that, but same play caller, same everything like that. So, and it wasn't a slow, gradual change. It was a overnight change when Mahomes took over at quarterback.
Real quick, Butcher's Block, Patriots Talk says, Coach, I'm going to grab a beer before the stores close to help drown my sorrow. He's a Patriots fan, and like you say, back-to-back losses for the Patriots. I throw caution to Patriots fans. Don't overreact. I feel like the Patriots are going to be fine. But, yeah, it's back-to-back losses, but I think it's back-to-back losses to good teams between the Chiefs and the Texans. I know the Texans lost today, but we'll see. And Gaming Cactus goes ahead and comes in with another comment. And I love the discussion back and forth. And, I mean, it's everybody's opinion. He says, I disagree with Alex Smith analogy. Alex Smith became a solid QB for many years with Kansas City. I don't think he held them back. He was a game manager. And I'm kind of in the middle with this. I do agree.
I actually agree with him. I think that we're maybe of the same opinion of Alex Smith if he thinks he's a game manager. That's what I'm saying. And when I say he held him back, because sorry, can you got me now?
Yeah, we got you.
But Ryan Tannehill is a bit of the same mold as Alex Smith, and that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that do you pay a game manager or
You still seem to be cutting out. We'll wait till you get back in here. All right, so you're good. But do you pay that guy $100 million? The Alex Smith, the Ryan Tannehill, and I don't think you do. So we'll see if they have to do that. But if they have to do that, like I still think it's not. I know you kind of disagree with this, but I don't think it's a guarantee that he's going to make the big bucks like you're thinking. I think there might be a chance we still get him at a semi, fair deal for the Titans. I might be completely wrong. He might know this hot streak's going, and he might say, if you don't give me my money, there's going to be a team out there that will. So
that's why you see the reports of the Titans right now in the middle of the
season being smart,
trying to talk about contract extension right now. But if you're Ryan Tannehill's agent, why in the world would you ever sign a contract right now? I mean, you're going to wait till the end of the season, say, I played this, and this for, 3/4 of the season, and, was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. If you're one of the best quarterbacks in the league, somebody's going to pay him upwards of $20 million.
I agree. I guess as far as Tennessee Titans fans out there who's hopeful that we sign him back at a decent contract, that you might think of, if he really enjoys just being in Nashville, Tennessee for this 1 year, that he might fall in love with the place. But there's a lot of money out there for NFL quarterbacks. So I could see that, but like I say, it will all come out, eventually everybody's going to see. I do think Tennessee Titans fans, don't worry about it too much right now. Enjoy what is going on.
Absolutely.
Enjoy this run. Enjoy that you're 8-5 and you got a chance to finally win the AFC South again. And at this point, I know what you're saying, Coach Flat, but if Ryan Tannehill goes out and wins the AFC South, you probably pay him what he is, and you just roll with it from there because you probably can't afford to let that guy walk. Now, I will say this. I think a Ryan Tannehill has a higher ceiling than what a Alex Smith has. I think they're kind of close, but I think he's got a higher ceiling than what an Alex Smith has because I think he's more mobile. I think he's got a little bit more zip on the ball as far as that's concerned. Real quick, we'll go to Gaming Cactus comment. Real quick about Derrick Henry, number 1 in the league in rushing yards, number 1 in the league in yards after contact, and second yard per rush in the league since week 10. Henry is dominating and 100%. We talked about it, that Tannehill's performance is almost overshadowing what a
I love Butcher's
Derrick Henry's doing. Derrick Henry 100% makes Tannehill better, and without Derrick Henry on this, and that's another conversation for a whole nother time, that if you pay Ryan Tannehill all this money, does that mean that you let a Derrick Henry walk? So that's tough. And then also, what is Derrick Henry going to ask for? Because we're starting to hear some reports that he might be asking for Ezekiel Elliott money, and I don't want to pay any running back that. But Derrick Henry is running great, and you don't want to see him walk neither. So, geez, man.
Yeah, it's tough discussion. Derrick Henry's obviously been one of the best running backs in the league this year, and he's going to ask for that top level running back money. So that's, I think a lot of people are in agreement that they pay Ryan Tannehill. I think Derrick Henry's where a lot of Titans fans are probably going to disagree on whether or not you pay the guy.
Yeah. Butcher's Block comes in and says, Coach, the hamster on the wheel that runs your friend's Wi-Fi must be tired. So, yeah,
it's bad right now.
We're going to try to continue to work on that and continue to grow this. But I think
Butchers, don't you think that Coach, since he has me on so much, should just pay for me to have, a better setup here? Comment.
Hey, I'm going to get you a better setup. We're going to get you a background. I'm going to get you a long ass Ethernet cable that you will be able to hard connect to your internet. And we'll see if that works, and we'll continue to grow like that. But let's go ahead and hit on what the Carver family said earlier, and it's something that I went ahead and put in here. But I put here as a banner, Tannehill to win an NFL award. Some of you might be thinking I'm crazy, but let me tell you, I'm not crazy. Ryan, tell me someone else in the NFL that could win the Comeback Player of the Year award. In my honest opinion, it is 100% Ryan Tannehill, and that will be a great story for Nashville. It's a great story for Ryan Tannehill and what he went through with Miami. It might make some Miami Dolphins fans sick. But, Coach Flat, tell me, if you're still with us, tell me if I'm crazy.
No, I think he's the favorite to win it right now. And it's hard. We see a lot of people in Nashville talk about things like this, like him winning the Comeback Player of the Year award. When you put it up there, I tried to think of somebody off the top of my head. I haven't researched anybody else for Comeback Player of the Year, but maybe a Jimmy Garoppolo. The 49ers are having a great year. They weren't great last year. So, maybe you look there. I don't know who else, you start to think about could get it. If you got – well, we're talking Comeback Player of the Year. It says Josh Jacobs. No, he's a rookie. So, he's
it can't be Josh Jacobs.
No.
Thrash, we appreciate you getting in the live stream. Hit that like, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming in. But, yeah, hit the comments if you know of anybody else. Because off the top of my head, Jimmy G was kind of the only one I could think of that maybe you would
say that, man. And that, unfortunately, with the type of coverage the 49ers get, that is a good name. It could be Jimmy G, but man, it's got to be Ryan Tannehill from my perspective. I felt like Tannehill reached a harder low than what a Jimmy G did. Because even before his injury, he was undefeated as a quarterback. So
right, that's a good point on that. So let me just see if I can. People are saying. We'll see what
the Carver family comes in here and says maybe this is your background, Coach Flat. So We might be giving you that, at least for the Titans game day reaction. We might be doing something like that. Gaming Cactus comes in with another comment. Real quick, Butcher says, I'd pay Tannehill over Henry right now. He's going with the, quarterback is more important than running back. And while I do agree, I as a Titans fans, I hope they can find a way to cover both. I don't know. Gaming Cactus says, I do feel the Titans have all the ability to win the Super Bowl this season. Top 5 in the league in offense, defense, and special teams at the moment. You don't want to see this team in the playoffs. Now, while I do agree that this team is starting to roll, and I don't think teams want to see them in the playoffs, we have to be all in on this next game to the Houston Texans. Because while I sit here and I applaud what the Titans are doing, and I'm excited that we are 8-5, Tannehill 6-1 as a starting quarterback, I still see a team that could lose 3 straight. I don't know if that's the past Tennessee Titans fan in me and what I'm used to, but you got the Houston Texans, the Saints, and the Houston Texans. Boy, you've got to find a way to win 2 of those games, and preferably it needs to be both against Houston.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, I agree. You're probably looking at Tannehill and Garoppolo there. But yeah, the Super Bowl, I want to, hopefully win it.
Now, real quick, Gamey Cactus also says, I see a team that can win 3 straight. And you're
I do too.
100% right with the way they're playing. And that's what makes this crazy. And that's where I just say, pump the brakes and let's enjoy it. And let's gear up for a massive game coming into next week against the Houston Texans.
My worry, I wish that the roles were reversed and we played Houston in Houston this week and at home in Week 17. My worry is that we beat them down here this week, and then we lose in the last week of the season.
Houston, yeah.
So we'll see. It's tough to beat a team twice. No matter what, it's really going to be really tough to beat a team twice in 3 weeks. Although, that being said, Houston didn't look very good today. Chiefs recap, A.J. Brown is a hell of a player. He's, I saw some tweets that say he might be the best wide receiver the Titans have ever drafted. And if he keeps this pace, you're looking at that being true, which is –
yeah, I mean,
more about A.J. Brown or I don't know if that's –
we hit on him earlier in the stream. He's been great to watch as far as tight and Chiefs recap. I appreciate you coming in the stream. Hit that like button, man. And we really appreciate and we love seeing new people in the stream. And if you like what you're seeing, subscribe. That way you don't miss more content. Alfonso Roan just got in here, a new guy. Appreciate you being in here. Hit that like button. But yeah, A.J. Brown has just been a delight to see for all Tennessee Titans.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So go through a couple more comments here. Jamie said, currently Tannehill is a lock to be the comeback player of the year. It would be between him and Jimmy G for sure, but I feel like Tannehill is putting up the better numbers. I agree. He said he sees the team that gets 3 straight. If the Texans can bomb against the Broncos, the Titans have a genuine shot. 100% they got a shot. They've got more than a shot. These are 2 teams that are very equal. It's just what scares me about the Houston Texans is a dude sitting back there at quarterback in Deshaun Watson that has won a lot of big-time games, and he can win any game. Because there was a point that the Broncos was up 38-3, and all of a sudden, now, here comes the Texans, and I thought they might have had a chance. So while they've got more than a shot, the Texans are also a really good team, and you got to give them their respect. Don't you agree, Coach Flatt?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, they have a shot. I mean, that's the NFL for you. You feel like you got a game figured out. You feel like, yeah, the Texans will beat the Broncos, and then Drew Lock has a great day, and they get out to a big lead, and they're able to hold on at the end. So, yeah, I mean, of course they have a shot, but we're talking about beating a team, a good football team, 2 times in 3 weeks. a team that has an electric quarterback in Deshaun Watson, a true franchise quarterback, and and a good defense as well. So it's a tall order, a tough task. Can the Titans do it? Yep, they absolutely can. But I think that today's win was absolutely huge. And now you look at that game. Obviously the Texans games are huge, but assuming that you might get a split because you got two teams that are really good, pretty evenly matched teams, that Saints game becomes all the more important if they do get a split. With the Texans' other game being against the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers, as we saw the Broncos do today, can beat the Texans. But do we want to bank on the Buccaneers beating the Texans? I sure don't.
Yeah,
So,
boy, would that be a great sight for Tennessee Titans fans. We got 18 in the box, guys. This is going great. Hit that like button, share the stream to help grow this conversation that's already booming. And if you like what you see, subscribe to the content. Alfonso, a new viewer in here, says we are able to beat the Texans and against the Saints. They were both home games, final 50-50 games. And 100%, I mean, the Saints are really good, but you can also put some points up. I think for sure you're, as a Titans fan, be excited. And there's a lot of exciting games coming up in these last 3 weeks. I mean, it 100%. It's not cliche to say the Titans are in the playoffs right now. Every game is a playoff game, and they're all meaningful. Chiefs recap says Titans look good today. That is 100% for sure. I 100% agree with that. Gaming Cactus, I just have all the confidence in the world that the Titans will win the division. The Titans wasn't supposed to win today, according to the fact that the Titans are traditionally bad in Oakland. And 100%, me and Coach Flatt talked about it on the pregame show Friday that we was worried about this game because you're talking about traveling from Nashville to Oakland. It's kind of a trap game. You've got them in between a big win against the Colts and a big game against the Texans, and it probably had a few Titans fans nervous about. That's fine, Coach Flatt. While it makes you nervous about them being 21-21, they also got it done. Chiefs recap says also my Chiefs got a huge win. They definitely did. They played well against the Patriots. Gaming Cactus says then the Titans go and put 42-point spanking on the Raiders. It's just great to see. Silly G comes in here, a new viewer. Tanny to Trill. I mean, it's great. He's got the fan base pumped up, man. It's going 420 and climbing, Coach. Well deserved. Keep rhyming. That means we're gaining some subs. I appreciate everybody. We're having a fun time as we're growing this thing. Any given Sunday, Alfonso says. King Isaac's in the house. What is up, King Isaac? We appreciate you being here. Let's go ahead and got two more things to
I like how real quick, I'll just touch on this one thing real quick. He said Gaming Cactus said weren't supposed to win, traditionally bad in Oakland. Silky G comes back and says no, Mariota is traditionally bad in Oakland.
That's great.
I like that.
Yeah, that's
good to have you, Silky G. You guys, a lot of new people in here. Subscribe and like for us if you like the channel. Love to have you guys in here.
Ted Ferguson even comes in here. We appreciate you being here, man. He says just subscribe, even though I am a Miami Dolphins fan. Well, I'll tell you this. Tomorrow, on every Monday, we have a weekend wrap-up show where we talk about anything in the NFL, anything in college football. So if you want to come in tomorrow, you want to put some frustration on the table about a Miami Dolphins team, we will 100% talk about it. And also, we've got a few former Dolphins guys in here with Ryan Tannehill on your screen. Alfonso says David Carr isn't having a good season. They have a lot on their shoulders. Our defense is top 10 in the last couple of games. We are playing great. I 100% agree. The Carver family says you can tell the Titans are playing with confidence and having fun, so they are growing crazy on the field. And it's great to see. Two quick things to hit on. We'll wrap this up. The Titans defense tighten up in the second half. Coach Flatt, any thoughts on that one? Because it was big on the adjustments they made today.
Yeah, they played great. Thank you, Silky G.
Thank you.
The defense was great in the second half. They made some big time adjustments. And that being said, they made some big time adjustments. A couple guys down in the secondary as well. So you lose a couple guys there in the secondary on the defensive back side of the ball, and you're still able to put together a good game plan. They had the fumble for a touchdown that's picked up by Jayon Brown that really put the game on ice. Which was an incredible play all around. Somehow the ball stayed up and stayed in bounds for him, but just a great play. And that cap.
I believe that was Ty Smith that made the hit.
Ty Smith. Ty Smith made the hit. He balled his fist, punched the ball out, and that's what I'm talking about. You have some guys go down, and then guys like Ty Smith come in and make a huge play like that. So wonderful to see for the Titans defense in the second half there.
Yeah, absolutely. Butcher Block also says, Coach, Wednesday night, my weekly NFL picks. You're more than welcome to join in. DM me Twitter if you want. I'm definitely going to find your Twitter, and I will definitely be in on that if I can. Butcher, everybody go check out Butcher's Block. He's got a great channel, by the way. And so go help support him. He does a lot of NFL talks, especially Patriots, but he's all over the place. So he's got a great channel. Be sure to go check him out. And as everybody in here, if ever there's a lot of other people in here that's got great content. The Carver family's got great content, and I will check out all of our new guys in here to see if you got content because I'm curious to see what you guys got. Mariota, Gamey Cactus says Mariota is traditionally bad. Period. Just my opinion. I feel bad saying negative things about Mariota as he is such a nice guy and a model teammate player, but he wasn't the leader and played too safe. And we're pretty well on the same boat as you, Gamey Cactus. Both me and Coach Flat were always huge supporter of Mariota just because of the dude he was. The lead, I think he had leadership capability just because of how nice of a guy he is, and he did have football ability. He does have athletic ability, and I hope he goes on to somewhere else. And I hope someone put the system around him because while he did struggle, I also think the Titans are a little bit at fault because I don't think they 100% did what suits his play style. Like you watch the Ravens play, and the Ravens are doing exactly what Lamar Jackson is good at, and I don't think the Titans did that. So to kind of wrap this up here, looking ahead to the Tennessee Titans versus Texans matchup, Coach Flat, the floor is yours.
Yeah, obviously we all know it's a huge game. We'll touch on it, obviously a little later in the week, as we always do our preview shows towards the end of the week. But, just real quick, brief here, the Texans obviously, have been a tough opponent for the Titans over the years, especially when Deshaun Watson is in the lineup. So, you have to limit him first and foremost. DeAndre Hopkins, obviously one of the best receivers in the NFL. They'll have to deal with him. Hopefully they get healthy in the secondary before they have to go through that matchup. Defensively, one of the most, well-sounded defenses in the league. Obviously, Vrabel started that, and they've been able to continue it since he's come over to lead the Titans. And, it's going to be a good game. I didn't think the Texans played particularly well today from what I saw. They were already behind once I started to tune in. But from the game, part of the game that I saw, they didn't play well today, which gives me even more reason to believe that they'll play a good football game next week and be ready to go against the Titans. So it's going to be a very tough game. Obviously, we'll give our predictions later in the week, but I expect the Titans 6-1 since Tannehill take over to be ready to play. But I also expect the Texans to be highly motivated and highly ready to play, coming off a loss to prove that. In their minds, they're still the cream of the crop in the division. So we'll see. We got a big week ahead of us, and this is just the first half of two huge football games that the Titans are going to have against that team in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I agree. When it comes down to this game, it's about how can you slow down a Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, and then Derrick Henry has to continue to run hard, and the play action has to continue to be there. But we'll hit on all those topics come Friday when we talk about our pregame show, and we'll really dive into that. Real quick, Billy G says, Gamey Cactus, once Scariota had completion behind him, competition behind him, he was playing not to screw it up, but of course he did just that. Alfonso says we just have to keep up the good defense and keep the momentum, pushing with the offense. We have the complete package. Just have to stay focused and take one game at a time. I agree with what he's saying. Hopefully, now two big things going into next week. I think it's very important they get an Adam Humphries back to help out people like an AJ Brown and a Corey Davis. But what I think is also very big when you're talking about someone like a Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, they need all their bullets on defense, which means they need a Dory Jackson to come back and play next week.
They do. Yep, they absolutely do.
Yep, absolutely. So, but anyways, guys, this has been a great stream. We've been streaming for 51 minutes. As always, we just thank you. Come in here, hit that like button, share it out. We're going to continue to grow this thing. We've been doing this for a couple weeks now, and it has already grown so fast. We're so appreciative. We're blessed. So we appreciate everybody. And also subscribe if you haven't, because we're pushing out content all the time. And if you're into a little bit of gaming, this channel's got that too. And if you're into some entertainment, well, we always got some. So to wrap this up, Coach Flatt, you got anything else left to say?
No, I think that's it. Just a huge win for the Titans this week, 8-5, and man, they just continue to roll, continue to kind of prove me wrong. As I was a little pessimistic when Tannehill took over that they could have this big of a turnaround, but they've done it, and hopefully they can keep it going in the next coming weeks and really put themselves in position to win a division. I think winning the AFC South, even if they didn't get much more out of it, I think winning the AFC South would be absolutely awesome for this football team. So hopefully they can continue to do it.
Yeah, real quick, just hit a couple comments. Chase T66 says, cool stuff, guys. Butcher says, thanks, Carver. Chase T66, attacking my grammar. Apparently I said growed. Attack away, as long as you like the video. I love it. Chelsea says, hey, everyone, 1:25 a.m. Do not feed. Hello. Hey, Chelsea. Alfonso says, thank you, guys. No, Alfonso, thank you. I appreciate you joining the stream. Way more. Flat. I love you, man. I said grammar.
Play it back.
Okay, I'll play it back. But anyway, guys, appreciate you joining. And until next time,
Hey,
peace.
ow.